Well, I'd been considering hair restoration for a little bit of time. My kids told me I was getting bald, and I was looking a little bit older than I felt, and so I thought hair restoration would be, a good way to maybe bring my appearance back in line with how I felt. I was really excited when I found out about Austin hair restoration, and particularly the robotic procedure that they had. I'm a technical person, and I love the idea that the robot could do a lot of the work. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say the pain was a 6 or a 7. But oddly enough, the thing that hurt the most was the pain-killing injections. The doctor did a great job of checking in with me through the procedure to see if I could feel things, if it was hurting or not. And I didn't have to take any pain medications or Valium during the procedure. And so the procedure, there was pressure. I could feel things happening, but none of it really hurt. I didn't fall asleep during the procedure. I was laying there and counting follicles as they were being taken from my head, and so I wasn't worried about those things at all. So my thought around shaving my head before the procedure was really simple for me. I wanted the best possible outcome. I was doing a hair restoration not to look good for the next month, but for the next 10 years. And so I asked the doctors what would yield the best outcome, and they suggested a pretty close shave, and so I was fine with that. I looked a little bit bald. Anyways, they shaved my head, and I looked even more bald, but that didn't bother me whatsoever. I wanted the robot to have the best chance of doing the best job it could do. So the post-op that I had was, I think, in line with the expectations that were set. There were maybe 3 phases to the post-op. The first week, the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then everything after that. And in that first week, I had to be a lot more careful. The way I showered, the way I slept, just making sure I wouldn't bang my head, and I still had bandages. The next few weeks were a lot easier as the sites scabbed over. I had to do less gentle care, so I could shower more normally. And then 3 or 4 weeks afterwards, it wasn't even like I had a procedure while I let the hair grow back. Yes, I would recommend the procedure to a friend. I've recommended it to many friends, quite frankly. I think it's a very personal choice on whether you would like to go through this sort of restorative procedure on your hair. I love it. I look less bald. My kids tell me I look younger. My wife tells me I look younger, and I feel better about myself. The procedure was straightforward, it wasn't painful, and I feel like I have a full head of hair, and I'm really happy. So I searched restorative hair procedures, and there were lots of different ways of doing hair transplants, is the word I like to use. Right away, I knew I was not going to do the classic strip procedure. I didn't have any interest in someone cutting my head open in order to harvest follicles. I stumbled upon this artist robot in my research, which is a robotic mechanism for pulling one follicle out at a time. And I thought that was really interesting. I looked around, there were robots in use in the US, and Austin Hair Restoration Center was the first to have the robots in Austin. And so I was really excited to try this. Austin Hair Restoration, I had a great experience, and I've said it a couple of times. The best thing about this clinic is that they are very honest. They'll tell you exactly what's going to hurt, what's not going to hurt, and what you should do to have a good outcome. And I just listened to what they had to say, had my expectations set properly, followed their instructions, and I'm really happy with the outcome.